My name's Allison Archambault. I'm president of EarthSpark International. We're working to solve energy poverty. This is where I work. It's the country off to the right-hand side, the left-hand side of your screen. Off to the right, you'll see Puerto Rico. In the middle, you see the Dominican Republic. And over here on the left is Haiti. Other than the glow of Port-au-Prince, it can be hard to distinguish the land from the sea because there isn't any light coming from the rural areas. And this is energy poverty. This is people paying 10% of their income for small bits of kerosene and candles to be able to see after sunset. 70% of Haiti's population is about 7.5 million people, about the same as the Bay Area, largely sitting in the dark. We got started in Haiti in solar home systems, and after 10 years, we can confidently say that microgrids are the way to cost-effectively electrify towns across the country. This is what a microgrid looks like. You'll see a field of solar panels, and then you'll see poles and wires and transformers, just like you see in your neighborhoods, carrying the electricity to businesses, homes, and industry. About 500 customers on this grid, 24-hour electricity. We've learned in order to be successful at building microgrids, you need these three things. They're each as important as the other. On the technical solution side, we've solved these problems. It turns out it's not the solar panels or the batteries or the wires. The meter, the smart meter at the customer end, is the killer app for a viable microgrid business model. In 2012, when we were just getting started in microgrids, we identified this as a problem, and we looked around the world trying to buy a meter from some company. We thought it was so obvious it must exist. And we couldn't find one. We decided this is our job. We built those meters. We spun off a company. Spark Meter is now the leading smart meter provider for microgrid operators around the world. We've sold over 40,000 meters. We're serving 40 microgrid operators in over 20 countries. We've also turned on Haiti's first solar microgrid. We're about to turn on the second. Each of these grids serves 2,000 people, and modest families are saving $8 a month over what they used to spend before our grid arrived on kerosene and candles. Local operations and local leaders are essential in this process. We go only where we're invited. Conveniently, when you turn on an amazing electricity system in one town, other towns are interested. So we have 15 letters of intent already from mayors in the region. I should take a note here, customer acquisition is not a challenge for us. The mayors are ready to sign up, and once the grids are built, customers come running to sign up. The same people that told me that they did not have $20 for a solar home system came running with the equivalent of $20 when I said there was a sign-up list for a microgrid. There's something about grid electricity that is fundamentally different, both in what it can deliver, more than just lights and phone charging, and in how people view it and want to sign up for it. Local operations are essential, so we built a Haitian company that does microgrid operations. Énergie means clean energy in Haitian Creole. We currently have 12 employees that do the sales, the service, and the local maintenance, as well as selling the as well as selling electricity to local energy vendors through the smart metering system. We've solved the first two bubbles. Bubble number 3 is where we need help. Now, we need to solve the legal and regulatory framework for microgrid development in Haiti. But we are not alone in this. The president has identified this as his key campaign promise, the electrification of the country. There is a new regulator, which is good news because it means that there is the beginnings of a system that can form the regulatory process. There are the ministries and the mayors. The World Bank is very heavily involved in setting up a legal and regulatory process. Everyone is aligned. What we bring is the projects. And we believe strongly, based on what we've seen, that this requires project-based change. We need the actual projects to drive through a process that can then define the policy. We've seen this time and again, and it's called de-risking by doing. We need the projects to enable all of these stakeholders to actually paper the documents that can make sense. And drafts will turn into final processes. So with the $500,000 in grant funding that we're seeking, we're going to turn on 2 small grids. They're in the municipalities where we already have our microgrids. So it'll be a small step forward, but it'll be the first step in this new regulatory regime. And then with the next 4 grids, we are working towards the process that then can move microgrids towards market in Haiti. This is what growth looks like. You'll see those 6 grids here. We actually have funding. We have a letter of intent from OPIC. We have a shortlisted concept note from the Green Climate Fund to have funding for that gray box of 20 grids. But we need to get those first 4 built before we can access the additional funding. This is what success looks like. In 3 years, we hope to have 20 grids across Haiti, which will open the door for all the rest. In those 3 years, those 20 grids will be serving 40,000 people with electricity, and just the modest families will be saving $64,000 each month. We will have eliminated kerosene and candles. We will be improving health and benefiting the environment. And with your help, we will have proven the path forward for solving energy poverty in Haiti. Thank you.